So the other day, an image popped up that really caught everyone by surprise. An image that was pushed as being the mastery camo for Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer grind. And yeah, I'm talking about the one that means completing and mastering every single weapon in the game. So what's the deal? Is this image legitimately the mastery camo for Modern Warfare 2, or is there a logical explanation for this coming perhaps from something else? Today we're breaking down all of that, so let me know your thoughts down below. Do you buy it? If you don't, would you think this does make a good fit for a mastery camo within the Modern Warfare franchise? Whatever the case, drop your thoughts below. But if you enjoyed the video, you found it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on the video. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to stay up to date with all things Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, and anything COD related. It's a busy next few weeks here, so of course, we'll keep you up to date with absolutely any and everything you need to know. So if you'd like to join us on the road to 500,000 subscribers, I'd love to have you. And finally, this video is brought to you in part by my friends at Apex Gaming PCs, but more on them a little later. For now, though, let's talk about this proposed mastery camo and what you should make of it. So firstly, you remember that camo leak from back near the beta? This isn't even our first camo leak that we've seen from Modern Warfare 2, because earlier we saw those camos that were the exact same from Modern Warfare 2019, exactly the same ones, and their challenges were for the most part the same. Probably like 95% of them were exactly the same as Modern Warfare 2019's, but those were something we saw in the beta that were glitched into the game. So our first look at camos within Modern Warfare 2 maybe got people's hopes up, but also at the same time, it was a case of let's hope they're not them, because they were identical, they weren't new. But recently we also saw a similar situation, a camo leak from an account called 141 Leaks that has the images and the eventual GIF on screen for you to see. Now to me, this looks pretty awesome. The described gold, diamond, and uranium camos, the gold looking like an upgraded version of what we saw with Modern Warfare 2019, the diamond looking like a sort of hybrid between Black Ops 2 and maybe some like gold cheetah or gold tiger camo from World War II, but then uranium looks really cool to me, or I should say the proposed uranium camo. To me, it looks like this awesome hybrid of exclusion zone and dark matter, like they kind of had this awesome child and boom, that's the camo that we see here. So is this what we can expect to see in just under 2 weeks time for the full launch of Modern Warfare 2 for those that want to grind out all the mastery of every single weapon within the game? Well, if you know me, you know my overabundance of caution for things pertaining to things that could get issued a DMCA or copyright strike removal. Well, you probably know I'm hedging my bets on this being fake. Right now, as killer a camo as this is, I totally would grind this out personally. If you wouldn't, that's entirely cool too, but I'd totally grind this out. Unfortunately though, I'm going with a strong 95, 96, 97% that this isn't legitimate. If this comes back to bite me in the behind in 2 weeks and this is indeed our max camo grind, I'll be the first to say, yep, we were wrong, and hell yeah, let's grind this out. But to me, there's too many red flags here. Too many things that either don't make sense or don't match up. So where do we begin? Well, firstly, we've actually seen this kind of thing happen before, and in fact, from the same account that, air quote, leaked this. Last year or earlier this year, we saw a Red Dark Ether leak out, which was proposed to be another mastery camo here with this, but that never checked out. Additionally, that's also not the pose that if you were to inspect a weapon, if you were to take a look at their camos, specifically the M4 in the customization menus, that's standing up. So that'd be something that it would have to be applied to that weapon and then set back down in that sort of gun casing as you'd be hovering over the weapon selection itself. Additionally, the pattern is eerily similar to the pattern of the X12 Prince of Hell blueprint for the Warzone mobile pre-registration there. So, I mean, in a sense, maybe they were able to obtain the files from the Warzone alpha. That's something that we learned about a lot of Modern Warfare 2 stuff back in the day whenever that first opened up, but I can't imagine that would even be in the game files at the moment for that. But there's a lot of stuff here that we can kind of pick apart on the smaller end of things. But the bigger giveaway, well, that really comes down to the timing and how anyone would have this to begin with. But before we jump into that, a quick shout out to my friends over at Apex Gaming PCs. If you're interested in a new PC build, I'd recommend them. They're a performance build company here that can offer any number of pre-built systems or the ability to fully custom tailor your own. Personally, me, I'm looking forward to building a new system with a new Intel and AMD CPUs. Not sure which one I'll go with yet, but hoping to get a 4090 to keep those 4K videos here on the channel as at best a quality as possible for you guys. So if you're interested in learning more, check the link down below where you can find 3 custom tiers of PCs for the community, those of which actually starting on Monday, we'll see those baseline systems built out now with the 40 series GPUs, the new Ryzen 7000 series, and the Intel 13th gen CPUs as well. So kind of upgrading those baseline tiers of PCs for the community, that if you want to check them out, they're there. In addition to that, code Espresso is boosted to 15% off in combination with those updates. So if you want to take advantage of some of those new inventories coming in and get yourself a new system or a handful of parts for your existing one, now's a great time. So check that link in the description below. Use code Espresso and check out my friends at Apex Gaming PCs. But back to it. Next up, timing. How in the world could anyone have this to make it something that they could leak. So far, the game hasn't been publicly announced as certified gold yet. I would imagine that it is, and it's in that distribution and printing phase where copies are being pressed to disc and then sent out eventually, but retailers absolutely have not gotten their copies just yet because right now, they're not necessarily needed. We still have 2 weeks until the game is launched. Those usually happen about 10 to 7 days out from the launch of the game that retailers will get that. But with the campaign early access being digital only, it's not something that they need to make their way to retailers just yet. So street copies, they're not even around for anybody to end up gaining early access to. Digital stuff, that's always geo-locked. So unless somebody at Sony, Xbox, or Blizzard, or Valve for BNet and Steam royally messed up where they ended up changing the geo-lock by 13, 14 days, which you absolutely would have heard of, nobody has access to this game to begin with. Not to mention camos, as we discussed beforehand, those are usually day one patch items or at the very least finalized about like a week out from launch or so. I mean, I've played builds of the game right before the launch of a game that the camos weren't exactly the same. Black Ops 4 was that example that we gave where the Dark Matter camo for Black Ops 4 was not called Dark Matter, did not look like Dark Matter. It was a camo called Singularity, I want to say. So camos are absolutely one of those last things that we end up seeing in that game dev. This wouldn't be one of those cases of, well, maybe somebody data mined it from the beta game files because they weren't in there. I know artists too, for obtaining character models for 3D work, they have to sift through all those files on offer, even camos, and there were none like this here in the beta for Modern Warfare 2. Funnily enough though, little trivia here, there were a bunch of camos from Ghost and Infinite Warfare. Holiday Sweater, Makarov, and Molten from Ghost, and Frosted from Infinite Warfare were all in the beta build for whatever reason, but not these. The biggest red flag to me though, well, the images in the GIF, they are still up and not taken down via DMCA copyright strike. Think about that. In a game where we don't have any leaks just yet, the very first thing to leak is a mastery camo. That would be scrubbed from the internet faster than anything. It'd be one thing that maybe it leaks through and isn't taken down if there are a million things leaking at the same time, but to have nothing leak and then this one thing that may be legit just kind of sitting there in plain view, I'm not buying it. Now, come the campaign early access, it's very possible that in a couple of days, we will see some leaks like this along with a bunch of other stuff, depending on how well partitioned the campaign early access is, or if it's going to give you access to the entire game files beyond just the campaign for those on PC. That's possible, but right now, I'm just not buying this one. Overall though, honestly, I like the idea and the concept, and I wouldn't be mad if this does turn out to be real. I don't think that it will be, but I do like it. Personally, I want something flashy. I know that not everybody does, and that's totally cool, but if I'm grinding out 40 to 50 weapons, I want people to be like, oh damn, he's a grinder, just by first glance here. That kind of classic, where in Modern Warfare 2 or something like that, the 2009 version, if you saw a 10th Prestiger, you're like, oh, he's definitely the guy. Though, admittedly, selfishly, I want more. While we ended up seeing gold, diamond, and sort of dark matter, uranium, or Damascus level stuff here, I'd like to see even more. I know that it's not really standard. We saw Obsidian within Modern Warfare 2019 added midway through the year, but I'd kind of love to see an Obsidian level grind there from launch, if not even more with seasonal mastery camos for things like level 200, 400, or so on and so forth, or maybe prestige tokens unlocking things in the shop that like 5 to 6 prestige tokens ends up giving you a new camo that's universal to all weapons. Major grinds for stuff, essentially. I'd love to see more of that. But where we are right now, that camo that you may be seeing going around Twitter, Reddit, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, wherever, that's not something that I would buy into just yet. Again, happily would be wrong, but there's just way too many red flags for me. So that is what we're going to call it. I would love to get your thoughts and feedback down there below. Firstly, did you guys buy this? Did you buy into it at all? Or did you think it was fake from the very beginning as well? And two, what do you think of this proposed concept? I mean, even if it is something that's photoshopped, faked, it looks pretty good if you ask me, so I'd love to get your thoughts down below. But if you enjoyed the video, you found it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on the video. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, DMZ, and anything COD related. We've got so much upcoming here the next couple of days to weeks, so make sure you're here for all of it. But that said, thanks so much for watching. My name has been Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care, and peace.